Hi guys, it's Kathleen with Thrifty Britches, where it's not cheap, it's thrifty, and welcome back to my channel. I am going to do today another What Sold video. So I am going to just get right into it because my kids have told me that my videos are too long. So I'm going to try and shorten them down just a little bit. Okay, first up is this pair of Dansko clogs, which we picked up at Goodwill for $5.99. They were in a size 6.5 or a European size 37, and they were in really good condition except for the piping right around the rim that is up kind of near the ankle. The piping had all rubbed off, so it was supposed to be black and it was all white, and it looked like it was a case of just the shoes rubbing together. And so what I did was I took a picture before and then a picture after. I colored it in with Sharpie marker. So those sold fairly quickly for $22, and I was pretty happy with that because I knew that they had some damage going into them. The next two items, I just want to show you a comparison of how something can be the same fabric content and relatively similar items and just have a totally different experience. So this first item is a J. Crew cashmere sweater in a size small. We picked that up for $5.99 at Goodwill, and that sold for $19. And I was really surprised that that only went for $19 with it being 100% cashmere. This next item was a little bit different. Now, this was a vintage item, so it did have that going for it, and it was in a different size. It was in a size large, but this was also 100% cashmere, and it was by Banana Republic, which Banana Republic I think of as just, you know, that's just a mall brand. It's not anything spectacular, but when I ran the comps, this sucker was selling for a lot of money. I listed it high, and I listed it for $175. And it sold for full asking price, and it was listed for a good 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but it still sold for full asking price on Poshmark. Now, Poshmark takes a little bit more in the way of fees, so we only saw 140 of that, but still, we picked that up at the Salvation Army for $3. So that was a fabulous return. We were very excited for that one. Next is another vintage item, but this is a vintage Brighton belt, and I got this at a yard sale, and I paid only $1 for this belt. It showed its age. It was definitely had some signs of wear, which I noted in the description. This was one of the items that I picked up earlier in my reselling journey, and so you can tell from my photos that my photos were sort of sucky, but it didn't stop it from selling, and it sold for $10 on eBay. Okay, next is this cute little Athleta lattice back tank top, and it was in a size small that we picked up at Goodwill for $5.99. And this is another great example of why we need to throttle back with picking up Athleta, because it only sold for $10. So to me, that's not a great flip. If I had picked that up at a yard sale for $1, that's a whole different story. But to pay Goodwill prices and then only flip it for $10, that's not worth my time and energy. This is a really pretty yellow tie-dyed type style of tunic by Soft Surroundings. I picked this up at a yard sale sometime in September when we were just getting to the end of yard selling season, and they were selling it for $5, and it was new with tags. It was in perfect condition, and I was surprised that it sat as long as it did, but somebody finally scooped that up. And it sold for $36. I don't pick up a lot of plush, but I will pick up some plush because I've had some luck. These I got in a lot of 4, and so it was Hey Arnold, and it was the Arnold character, and it was also Gerald from Hey Arnold, and then I also picked it up with a Tommy and Angelica from Rugrats. And so the person selling them only wanted 50 cents a piece. So for $2, I figured let me just see how this goes. And Tommy and Angelica sold almost immediately for $16, and Arnold and Gerald hung around a little while, but they still sold for $10. And so that's kind of a different experience from the Athleta. Both of them sold for $10, but I will do these plush any day of the week. I mean, to only be $1 invested, $6 into a $10 profit is just not as exciting as 50 cents or $1 into a $10 profit. This is from another one of my thrift hauls. These are the Christian Louis Vuitton shoes. If you will recall, the tap on the bottom was worn clean off, so I took them to the shoe repair, and so we picked them up at a garage sale. I think I said that we paid $3, but we actually looked back and we only spent $2 on them. And then I invested $12 in replacing the tap. So we were $14 in on these shoes. We listed them for $75 and I accepted a $60 offer. Okay, continuing the Athleta hate parade, these Athleta tan pants in a size 0. We picked them up at an estate sale for $5 and they sold for $15. So not bad. I mean, it's still a $10 profit, but it's just Athleta used to do way better than it does now. These Zella size small leggings we picked up at Goodwill for $5.99 and they sold for $12. And we actually picked up 2 pair of them. I want to say that one of them was on half price day or 99-cent color day. But to be honest with you, I can't remember because we picked them up a good while ago. However, they have gotten a lot of attention, even though we have 2 of the exact same items in the exact same size. And so I'm hoping to unload the other one, but this one sold. It was only listed a few weeks, so I'm pretty happy with getting rid of at least one of those pair of leggings. These men's Lululemon precise pants in a size extra, extra large have sold for the second time. So the first time I listed them, they are clearly in a size extra, extra large. I took a picture of the tag, but in my description, I had a brain fart and I put in the description that they were a size extra large. And so the person who bought them paid full asking price, which was $45 on Poshmark. And so I sent them out and she accepted them. And afterwards, she sent me a message that said, hey, they're actually an extra, extra large. They do not fit my husband. I went back to Poshmark and Poshmark said, sorry, she's accepted them. There's nothing we can do. But I was able to work it out with the lady where she gave me her Venmo information and she sent them back at her expense, and then I reimbursed her for the cost of the item plus her return shipping, because that was 120% my fault, and I just don't want anybody to be stuck with something that they're unhappy with because of an error on my part. And so I relisted them, and I'm happy to say they sold again within a day. They only sold for $38, but that's okay. I'm just happy to get rid of them. They were purchased at Goodwill for $4.99. And so selling them for $38 makes me happy. And so next were these Kate Spade heels. They were super, super pretty, silver with these buckles, and they were stiletto heels. They were in great, great condition in a size 8.5. Got those at Goodwill for $5.99 and sent them off to their new home for $21. This pair of slides by NAOT, and I don't know how you pronounce that. I don't know if you say Nate or Note, or if you just say NAOT, I don't know. But these slides I picked up at a garage sale this summer, and I only paid $2 for them, but they have sat and sat and sat. They have gotten a lot of interest. There have always been a lot of likers, both on eBay as well as on Poshmark. Finally, they sold. They were size 40 in European sizes. I don't know what that is. 10? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know what that translates to. And we sold those for $26. So they bought them at the full asking price. I think I mentioned the sale of this lucky tunic in my last thrift haul because it sold before I had even filmed the thrift haul. But in any event, we sold this size 2X brocade trimmed lucky tunic, really, really pretty in a great size. We had paid $5.99 for that at Goodwill and sold it for $20. These Talbot's white capris in a size 16W were new with tags. I want to say they retailed for like $69 or $79, something like that. We picked those up in Goodwill also for $5.99 and they sold for $20. I want to say they were listed for $32 and the person offered me $20, and they hadn't been listed very long, so I went back to her at $26. She came back to me at $20 again, and usually that hacks me off, but then I looked and saw that she was an international buyer, and so their shipping is a lot higher, so I was like, you know what, that's fine. And so I just took her $20 offer. She ended up paying $20 in shipping, so I thought that that was fair. Next, are these Tom suede wedge booties, and they are in a size 8 that we got for $5.99 at Goodwill, and we sent them off for $20. Keeping in the boot theme are these UGG cute little black moccasin side zip booties. They were in really, really good condition. They were 6.5. Again, we got those at Goodwill for $5.99, and we sold those for $35. Those also sold fairly quickly. They were sold within 2 weeks of listing. We sold these Lane Bryant faux leather leggings in a size 2X that were new with tags. They were listed probably at least a month and a half. I want to say I listed them over Christmas break when I was home from school. And so they did. They hung around a little while, but then they sold for $18. This vintage Patagonia Kathleen was in a size extra small. And I've come to realize that extra small does almost as well as extra large sizes. So I'm starting to pick up more of them. So this vintage Kathleen we got at Goodwill for $5.99, and it sold for $15. And Patagonia is one of those things that it may not sell for a whole lot of money, but it is definitely in the bread and butter category for us. It has a great sell-through rate. This Madewell tunic has got leather elbow patches on it. It was in really, really great condition. It looked hardly worn. And we got that at Goodwill for $4.99, and it sold for $21. And this was the first time that I got an email from Poshmark that said it had been reposhed. So somebody purchased it and then relisted it. So of course I went on and checked, and she relisted it for $45. I didn't think I had priced it too low. Maybe I did. I'll be watching. I'll see if she has any luck selling it for double the price, or a little bit more than double the price, to be honest. Ortho Feet Selenas. These were a size 10, and they sold so fast that they also did not even make it into my thrift haul. Literally, I had listed them, and within an hour, I had an offer that I just accepted. So we got these for $5.99 at Goodwill, and we flipped them very quickly for $26. These are also a bolo. I can't remember if I marked them as a bolo in my thrift haul, but I should have. Anything that it has to do with orthotics, they just really sell very well for us. Anytime I put that in the description, they tend to sell. I've got now a pair of these Skechers clogs that are listed, and they're not orthotic, but they are like comfort wear or something like that, and they have gotten so many likes. I've had a few offers, but they were lowball offers, so I haven't let them go too low. I'm just waiting to see how that plays out. But anything that has to do with comfort or support, we find that they have a good sell-through rate for us. Next up is this Zara black and white color block tunic in a size medium. We grabbed that at Goodwill for $4.99 and sold it for $15. All right, this is a New York tumbler by Starbucks. As far as I know, they don't make them anymore. It was a 79-cent purchase at Goodwill, and we sold this one for $10.50. This next item is a vintage Brockway milk glass mug, and it is the Flower of the Month mugs. And I think I've had another one of these in my What Sold videos before. And this is for the month of February. We paid 79 cents for this, and it sold for $13. This is a new with tags, show me your moo-moo white, but just a fun, cute little mini dress type tunic. We paid $4 for this at an estate sale, and we sold it for $25. You probably remember me showing you these 8 community cards. These are by VTech, and I definitely had them in a thrift haul recently, and I listed them both on Mercari and on eBay, and they ended up selling on Mercari for $31, and we only paid $1.99 for them at Goodwill. So that was awesome. This Coach Zoe white handbag I picked up at a yard sale for $5, and we ended up selling it for $32. And I'm going to end with an Athleta item. This is a pair of athletic color block mesh leggings, also in a recent thrift haul. We picked these leggings up at Goodwill for $5.99, and we flipped them for $24.99. Let me give you the totals for everything in this What Sold video. That was a total of 21 different items for which we paid $119.41, which gives us an average cost of goods of $4.12 per item, which all sold for a total profit of $798.49. Minus the fees of $167.70, which also includes the additional shipping for the Lululemon pants. And that leaves us with a profit of $511.38. And that's probably about 2 weeks of sales. It might be slightly less or slightly more by a day or so, but I mean, that's not bad for 2 weeks. So we're super excited about that as we watch our business grow. Let us know in the comments how your January is going. We found it to have slowed down a little bit, but the last 2 weeks obviously seem to be picking up the pace. So we are kind of happy about that. That is everything for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed this week's What Sold video. If this is something that you are interested in, if reselling content is your jam, please let us know in the comments. Please consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button because it really helps us out in YouTube algorithm world. Also, if you want to be notified when we drop new videos, please hit the bell, the little bell icon below, because then it'll send you an email when we've dropped a new video. We try to drop 2 videos weekly. Typically, they are on Sundays and Wednesdays. I hope you have a great week, and remember, it's not cheap, it's thrifty. Bye, guys.